Hey guys, welcome back to another video. You know, I've been single for 23 years and I'm 22 years old. I've never had a girlfriend, and I pretty much never had a good relationship with any girl that's around my age that I've met throughout my entire life. As in, like we didn't get into like relationships or anything, but I didn't even have good friendships. That's the type of shit we're talking. And we don't even have like good main like connection outside of just going to the same place every day because of school and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that's true because I don't think there's a single girl that I've met in the past that I still am in contact with, or any of them has contacted me to this day. Yeah, there isn't a single girl from my past where a connection still like exists. In fact, I'm 100% sure that if I suddenly message any girl from my past that I've known right now to just talk and ask about life, they would probably think I'm hitting on them. And you know what? They're valid. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them to think that way because I never hung out or spent time with any girl my age. Even back in high school, if I spent time with girls, it was only because I had a crush on them. If I didn't have a crush on them, I just generally didn't spend time with them. So it sounds pretty bad, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just a terrible person. But I am a teenager during those times, so whatever. But skipping high school to right now, I don't think I've fallen in love for real until I turned 18. Like one of my major crushes was when I was like 9. It was a crazy crush. Everybody in my class knew about it, which is pretty embarrassing. And even the girl knew about it. And then when we turned 10 years old, we were still in the same class. There was a different girl who liked me. And because of that different girl that liked me, the girl that I actually had a crush on was like, oh, you like the other girl better. And I was like, in my head, right? I was like, okay, I don't want to deal with this drama. I don't know what the heck she's talking about. So I was like, okay, never mind. I don't like you anymore. And that's basically it, right? A very stupid 10-year-old response, I guess. Like, nothing ever happened after that. Nothing happened with the other girl who liked me either. And quite honestly, I don't know why the other girl liked me in the first place. Like as a 10-year-old, I was like the biggest troublemaker in class. Like I was the naughtiest kid around, and I was just a horrible, horrible little scoundrel. Like I'm pretty sure like every teacher in my class hated me. My classmates weren't really fond of me. I'm pretty sure, and and I pretty much almost had no friends except for a few of them, except for a few dudes. And for some reason, she still had a crush on me, which doesn't make any sense. Like honestly, throughout my life, if I had if I had a nickel for every time a girl fell in love with me, and I don't know why, I would have two nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. So after that, I stopped having crushes until I was like 14. There was this girl in my class. She wasn't like sitting next to me or anything, but she sat right across from me because like we were arranged in groups and stuff, which was like a big thing at the time, big change in the classroom during those times. We talked and stuff. She was really nice, I'm not gonna lie. I liked her a little bit. Looking back, it's just a stupid teenager stuff. But I'm pretty sure that I did really like her though. Like we used to message each other on Facebook, and after about 2 weeks of 2 weeks of messaging, I I just straight up told her that I liked her. Yeah, it did not go over very well. Let me just tell you that it went terribly. It was terrible. Like when I told her when I told her I liked her, she responded with, "I have a boyfriend." I'm like looking back at it now, I'm like, what? That's just a YouTube video idea. What the, like I didn't know what to do, and I was like, so I just said, "Oh, I didn't know that," and I told her, "Can you not tell anybody about it and pretend this never happened?" Uh, she responded with no. And then she proceeded to tell not just her boyfriend, but I'm pretty sure she told every girl in class. Because, like, after that, even her friend that we talked to because we all sat together wouldn't talk with me anymore. So I'm pretty sure she told everybody. So, and what's even worse, right? When after she told her boyfriend was 1 year older than us, by the way. I was 14. This dude was 15-year old. He had tall genetics, and he was freaking huge. Like, I was half his size. Like, he came up, and he told everybody in class, and he told me, and he called out my name and said, "I want to talk to him." I was like, "Nah, man, I'm not going out there. He's gonna ragdoll me. He's gonna throw me off the roof. Like, I'm not going out there." And after that, I have not liked the girl since. Until I turned 18, because apparently I never learned my lesson. So when I turned 18, this girl that I fell in love with was a girl that I met online. It turned into a really, really bad one-sided love situation. To be fair though, every love experience that I've ever had, or like crush experience that I've ever had to this point, were all one-sided. But the ones before, they were all just minor crushes. So it wasn't too bad. This one though, this one was. I really liked this girl. I really, really loved her. What made it crazier was that I don't even know how I fell in love with her. Like, attraction physically is pretty important, but I've never saw her face and I was already in love with her. Like, I've never seen her face. I've only heard her voice. Thank God she wasn't actually just secretly a dude that was catfishing me online. So, the way I met her was through a friend of mine who played online games. He introduced us because both of us, me and the girl, we both played Genshin Impact. And since she was interested in hanging out with a dude that played Genshin, we started hanging out. At first, I didn't know how to react because we were strangers. I didn't even know how to interact with her. But after we played together for like 2 times, she was like, "Dude, we should just voice call." So we started voice calling and playing together through Discord and stuff. And I really liked the girl. I think it was just a personality thing because I've never seen her face. So, but I knew I really liked her. And eventually, a couple months later, we finally turned on our cameras and saw each other for the first time. I saw her face. I liked her even more. She was pretty. She was pretty cute. She was pretty. Yeah, and she thought I looked pretty good too. But like a dude with looks, that's not enough, right? But the major problem was that I just wasn't her type at all. And what's even worse is that she was exactly my type. So this one-sidedness was getting even worse. And she liked taller dudes. I'm really short. Older dudes, which was impossible. I was never gonna get there because I was 1 year younger than her, and she was 1 year older than me, and that was my type. And so right off the bat, it was just this relationship's just never gonna happen. Now, so like after that, and even then, right? Like, I liked her because she was older than me, and her personality was pretty great. I really liked it. before I met her, I never even knew I had a personality preference for girls, because like throughout my life experience, right? As long as like a girl was nice to me, I just think the our personalities would just work either way. I never even realized I had like a specific preference for a girl's personality until I met her, and after a few years, a year or two actually, of playing Genshin together, pretty much every day, everything went wrong because I messed up that one time. I did something that really pissed her off, where she said she hated me and stuff, and being a dumbass 19-year-old, very emotional. Well, I guess, yeah, young adult. I panicked. I thought, oh, she hates me. Well, and my brain was like, well, if she hates me, then I'll do the best thing that I can for her. Make sure she never sees me again. So I just deleted her, so she wouldn't have to see me ever again. That was like my whole thought process and reasoning. But later on, when she found out that I deleted her and stuff, she got even more mad. And I was like, I told her this. I was like, I thought you hated me, so you wouldn't want to see me. And she was like, no, look. Okay, I don't understand how girls think. Okay, if you couldn't tell yet, I just don't. Okay, and after that, we patched things up a little bit. But it just wasn't the same. Like, after we patched things up, she said everything was fine. So I just assumed everything was fine. And after that, I apologized and stuff too. So after that, every single time after that, whenever I would ask her to play Genshin together, she was like, okay, sure. And then she would just never showed up, right? That was like when she started ghosting me. We were using Discord at the time. She was in my Discord server, so my friends knew her. They all knew that I liked her. I don't know why I keep telling people my crushes, bro. I don't know what's wrong with me. My friends would see me sitting there alone, waiting, and she wouldn't show. And during that period of time, I guess I just didn't have self-respect for myself or my own time, because like she ghosted me very consistently for a couple months, and I know I let her do it. And my friend got pissed on my behalf and confronted her about it. Honestly, I don't know if it helped, but since I don't hang out with her anymore, I'd say it helped me out very well. Like, he confronted her, told her I had a crush on her, and after she ghosted me for like 50 times, she called me up and asked, your friend told me you have a crush on me, is that true? I can't believe he just said that, blah blah blah. And I just said, yeah, it was true, but I don't have that crush on you anymore. That's what I said. And I never asked her to play with me again, and we just stopped talking completely for a couple years. And I just assumed that it's never gonna happen. She's never gonna like me, and I just assumed if I stayed away from her for long enough, I would just get over her. Then when I was around 21 years old, out of nowhere, she just messaged me again after like 2 years of us not talking to each other. And her first question was, hey, you want to play Genshin together? So it's been I thought I was over her, but at 21 years old, I still wasn't. So I pretty much just went, yeah, okay. And we played again for like 2 hours. And after the 2 hours, I decided to ask her, hey, you want to play again tomorrow? Yeah, she had a really good grasp on me. I'm not going to lie. She was hard to let go, this one. I don't know. It was very difficult for me to get over her. So I was like, you want to play again tomorrow? And she said, sure. And guess what? The next day, she didn't show up again. And then I'm like, you know what? That's it. it's enough. Enough's enough. You know, like this is just not healthy for me. So I deleted her everywhere, so she could never talk to me, see me, text me, or anything, or email me, or whatever ever again. Like she could never talk to me ever again. Hopefully she doesn't find this YouTube video. And because of that, because that would be, you know, if she saw the video, it'd be pretty awkward. Because I'm literally talking about it right now. And if she does find this video, probably means this video blew up. So that's pretty great. But, you know, it'd be awkward. And like ever since that entire experience with that girl, I don't think I've ever fallen in love for a different girl. It sounds kind of crazy, but it makes sense because I've never gotten close to a girl ever before or after her. Like, I feel like most of the time, I don't know. I guess I just haven't fallen in love with a different girl since her. And you know what's, thinking back about those times when I was into her, you know what's funnier? Is that during that exact same time when I was really in love with this girl, with this online girl, I was in a different college. And at that college, there was actually a girl in my class who was super into me for some reason. I have no idea why. Because like, during those times, right? It was during COVID, so every single class was online classes. Like, we've never talked to each other outside of class, and we've never even spoken one-on-one. So like, the only thing we knew about each other was very surface level. In fact, it's not even good enough to be surface level, right? Like, the only thing we knew each other was our names. We didn't know how old each other were. We knew our name and our voice, and she knew my face. That's it. Because like during online class, I was a really good boy for some reason. When the teacher said, "Hey, you guys should turn on your cameras," and I was the only student who actually turned on the camera on. And when like the teacher asked questions and stuff, I was the only student who would unmute and answer. Maybe that's enough to get a girl to be interested. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. And then once like COVID ended, we went back to physical classes on like campus and stuff. It became super obvious that she liked me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she was pretty cute. She was older than me too, and she was kind of freaky, which I kind of digged. I'm not gonna lie. But I didn't take that chance with her. I didn't like, you know, make a move on her despite all her like obvious signals, because I was so into this that online girl that I had known longer, which is pretty much why I didn't make a move on this other girl, which I think is pretty noble, loyal, you know. I don't know, like maybe red pillars will just call me a dumbass that doesn't know how to pick up girls, and now he's just a single loser. But you know what, if a red pillar calls me that, I should be proud of that. I'm not gonna lie. But so yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk about today. It's just my past crushes and love experiences with the opposite sex. Ever since that experience with that one girl, I have never gotten close to another girl, and I have never liked any other girl since. But I'm not gay, okay? Like, not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but yeah, I haven't been on that wavelength. Never. That's basically it for the video. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Subscribe. Bye-bye.